What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Elise. Today I'm doing something different. I saw a video. These books will self-destruct in 12 months. I originally saw it on Nose in a Books channel. Hi Autumn. I don't know if she is the original creator of this challenge, but I just wanted to give her a shout out because she is the first one that I originally saw. The idea of this challenge is that you choose some books that have been on your shelves for a really long time that maybe you should unhaul, but you give them time for a second chance. I am calling this a different name. I'm going to call this Read or Bust. I am giving myself 1 year from this upload date. Exactly 1 year to read these books, and if I don't, then I am going to unhaul them and they are going to find new homes. I just recently did an unhaul video, and a lot of these books I almost unhauled, but then I would reread the synopsis or read like the first page and I was like, oh, but this is actually kind of fun. Maybe I would actually read this. So this video is my incentive to do that. Please let me know if there are any of these books that you've read, which ones I should read first, and if there's some that maybe you didn't like so much. That's okay. You can tell me down in the comments below. Let's get on to which books I might end up reading or which books are gonna be a bust. First book we have is Me Before You. I feel like a lot of us know what this is about. Now, I've seen this movie and I think that's part of the reason why I haven't picked it up yet. This is about Louisa, who's just she doesn't know what's going on in life and she needs a new job. She ends up getting hired to help this man who is wheelchair bound after a terrible, terrible incident. She ends up being his caretaker. Will is acerbic, moody, bossy, but Lou refuses to treat him with kid gloves, and soon his happiness means more to her than she expected. But when she finds out his plans for himself, she's shocked, and so she sets out to show him that there is still a life for him to live, and that life is worth living. If I don't read it this year, it's gonna find a new home. The Book Thief. This book has been on my shelf for so long. It's like almost a classic now. What's really unique is that the story is told from the point of view of death, which I thought was so fascinating. It follows Liesel, who is a foster girl during Nazi Germany, and she gets by stealing, but when she steals a book, she finds her love for them, and so she starts stealing books from the Nazis, from book burnings, from all of these places, and learns to read and then shares the books with others, including a Jewish man who is hiding underneath her house. I heard great things about it. I just really need that incentive to finally pick it up. Then we have On Rotation. This I received as a giveaway on Goodreads for an ARC. I have tried reading this book. I've gotten up to page 33 and I had a really hard time getting into the writing style. Angie is Ghanaian American and she tries to be the perfect immigrant daughter. She has a lawyer boyfriend, she is going to school to be a doctor, and she has her ride or die friends and is super involved in her family. But what happens when everything starts to fall apart? Her lawyer boyfriend dumps her, she bombs a test that she needed to do really well on. Her friends are basically calling her self-absorbed. Everything's just crashing down around her. Angie starts questioning her life choices, her career trajectory, and then she meets this guy Ricky, who it says practically has the word waste man tattooed across his forehead. For someone who's always been in control of everything, Angie realizes that there's one thing she can't plan for: matters of her heart. This synopsis sounds so amazing, and look at how gorgeous this cover is. I just don't know if I like the writing style, so I really want to give it another chance, because maybe it was just in that time that I wasn't enjoying that writing style, because I really want to like this book. Next we have Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. It took me forever to realize this is the Adrienne Young who also wrote Fable and Namesake, which I absolutely loved. I actually got this in an Owl Crate box years ago before I left for Korea. It also happened to be a double book box, and I got this book also. We're following 17-year-old Aylin, who is in a clan in an ancient rivalry. Her life is brutal but simple. Fight and survive. That sounds exhausting. Until on the battlefield she sees something impossible. Fighting with the enemy is her brother who died 5 years ago. Aylin is attacked by the enemy clan and her village is raided. She is given no choice but to trust Fisk, her brother's friend, who sees her as a threat. They must do the impossible and unite the clans, fight together, or risk being slaughtered one by one. It sounds like a very no-nonsense character. She's gonna do what she's gotta do, and there's gonna be lots of action, and it sounds like forbidden romance and brother's best friend. I really enjoyed Adrienne Young's writing style, so I'm excited to finally have an excuse to read this. Then we have Catching the Stars, which was also included in that Owl Crate box that I was telling you guys about. Jaylin Ijad is in hiding. She is a witch, and she carves out a life for herself in the slums of Paval, a city rotting from the inside out. Maddox Kell is on the run. He managed to escape prison where he has been for a crime that he did not commit. The only way he knows how to get justice is to track down the witch hunters in order to get justice. Maddox soon finds himself hunted by the same people he thought he could make the alliance with. So when he and Jaylin kind of collide, they have to put aside their prejudices and forge an uneasy alliance that could crumble at any moment. Then we have Stars Collide. So fun fact, years ago when I was in college, I used to work at this bookstore called Lifeway. Whenever I got everything done, I could read, and when they had book sales, I would buy them up. So I think I got this for like $1 once upon a time. This book follows Kat and Scott, who are actors and actresses on this family-friendly show. They are technically a couple on the show, but what the audience doesn't know and what the film crew and everyone doesn't know is that they have slowly become friends and then more behind the scenes. So when it comes for them to actually be together on the screen, things, I guess, kind of go wild. The problem is that they wanted to keep things secret and low-key, but when sparks fly on the screen, people start to find out and things start going a little crazy. Then we have the couple next door. Anne, or Annie, and Marco seem to have the perfect life. They have a beautiful little baby and they have great neighbors, but when they get invited to dinner with these said neighbors and their baby goes missing that very night, things start to seem very suspicious. Then we have the Undomestic Goddess. This is one of those that I was almost gonna unhaul, and then I read the synopsis and thought that sounds kind of fun. Samantha Sweeting is apparently a workaholic, but she makes the ultimate mistake that will never allow her to get partner. So she packs up her car and goes to the middle of nowhere. She goes to a house to ask for directions because this is the time before GPS on our phones. She is mistaken for a potential employee. After an interview with them, she finds herself being offered the job of housekeeper there. Her employers have no idea they've hired a lawyer, and Samantha has no idea how to work an oven. She can't sew on a button, bake a potato, or get the ironing board to open. Anne Finds Love is a story as delicious as the bread she learns to bake, but will her old life catch up to her? And if it does, will she want it back? Then we have 20 Wishes. Anne Marie wants to find happiness again. At 38, she's childless and a widow, and she just can't find the excitement about life again. On Valentine's Day, Anne finds herself with a bunch of other widows trying to find something to celebrate. So they decide to make 20 wishes. So Anne starts with learning to knit, doing something good for someone else, falling in love again. When she starts to act on those wishes, she volunteers at a local school, and an 8-year-old girl named Ellen enters her life. It's a relationship that becomes far more involving than Anne Marie intended. It also becomes far more important than she ever thought it would too. This just sounds so cute. It kind of reminds me of the Brilliant Life of Eudora Honey set, but you know, perhaps with a little bit of a twist. I almost unhauled this too, but then I read that and I read the first page and I kind of like the writing style, so I thought that I would give myself a reason to finally give it a try. A Tailor-Made Bride is another book that I picked up when I worked at Lifeway so many years ago. Hannah Richards is a tailor who moves to Coventry, Texas. Oh, it's a Texas book. I love that. Jericho J.T. Tucker wants nothing to do with his tailor. He is all too familiar with her kind. She's probably shallow. She's devoted to fashion more than inner beauty. But I guess they need a seamstress in the town. Hannah decides to help Jericho's sister catch a beau, try to kind of do some matchmaking. So Hannah and Jericho kind of end up running into each other more and more. And it says, the unsmiling fellow riles her with his arrogant assumptions and gruff manner, while at the same time stirring her heart with unexpected acts of kindness. Which side of Jericho Tucker reflects the real man? So this sounds fun. It sounds like an easy read. I just want to give it a try. I also love that it's based in Texas. Next we have California. I've also had this since before I left for Korea over 4 years ago. I think it's dystopian. It says, the world is crumbling, and so Cal and Frida fend for themselves and their unborn child and go into a cabin in the woods in one of the last remaining organized settlements of the world, or of the United States. But the family quickly realizes that the settlement has its own dangers. So now they have to find out who they can trust and how far they're willing to go to protect themselves and the ones that they love. Also, this cover just like catches my attention every time. Last but not least, we have Dragon Bones by Lisa C. Also another one I've had for a really long time. An American archaeologist is found floating in the Yangtze River in China. So Liu and her husband, David, are dispatched to the site to investigate what happened. So they're trying to discover what has happened and who has stolen from the site. It's not only of great monetary value, but it is emblematic of the very soul of China. So all of these people want the relic, and they figure that some people might be willing to kill for it. So they are trying to get down to the bottom of what happened to this man and this stolen relic. Alright, you guys, that is going to wrap up my read or bust challenge that I have adapted from this book, Self-Destructs in 12 Months. I'm giving myself 1 year from the date that I upload this video to read these books, or they are going to be unhauled, given away, donated, or sold, leaving more room for new books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that the idea of it is kind of fun and that maybe you can do something similar for some of your books too if you want. Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. Thanks again for watching, and sending you good vibes. Bye everyone. Mwah!